Emergency Broadcast, Crimson Alert, Chapter 5. The heavy breathing behind me, combined with Valak's arrogant smirk, made me want to break and run for it. Obviously I couldn't. Not without forfeiting my life.
"I need,"
Mickey said behind me,
"to find my shoe. Please help me."
Before I could say anything else, Valak did.
"He has your shoe."
He pointed a finger at me, made of a crow's talon and cloven goat hoof.
"What?"
Mickey said, and his axe was dragged across the concrete road. I turned sharply to see him staring at me.
"Can I have my shoe?"
"I don't have it, I swear," I said, pointing back at Valak. "He's lying." Valak chuckled.
"Give me my shoe,"
Mickey pleaded.
"please."
He lifted the axe up off the ground and into his other hand.
"That thing has it,"
I said, jabbing a finger at Valak. "He's got your shoe." Mickey didn't so much as glance at him. His grip on the axe just tightened as his mismatched boots came towards me. When I saw the droplets of blood fly off the blade, I raised up my bat to block the incoming strike. It was knocked out of my hand easily, splintered into 2 pieces. Before I could do anything else, I felt a sharp pain as something collided with my side, and I was launched through the air, impacting on someone's lawn. I grunted, my already injured finger now bent horribly as a rib moved with a life of its own.
"Give the boy his shoe,"
Valak said, slowly stalking towards me, beak still licking yellow liquid. I held up my rosary and he stopped, then chuckled as Mickey walked past him, shaking his head as his black, rectangular pupils focused on the axe-wielding madman. Shit, I thought, getting to my feet and breaking into a sprint.
"My shoe!"
Mickey whined, his boots racing after me.
"Give me my shoe!"
The beating of wings made me glance over my shoulder, in time to see Valak rising into the air, his arms spread outward, gnarled fingers curling inward. Then there was an explosion as a dark cloud erupted from him, and he fell from the sky with a howl of rage. Mickey stopped and turned around, his head tilting to the side. The rumbling of treads followed by another shot that deafened my eardrums let me know who my savior was. Valak was still trying to right himself as a shell impacted on his body, and screamed in rage at this. He began flying again, swerving to avoid being hit as several tracer rounds flew through the air, shredding into his wings. I took my chance. Bending down, I took off my shoe and held it over my head. "Hey!" I called out to Mickey. He turned back to me. "Here's your shoe, go get it." I threw it as far as I could, then sprinted again. Mickey's boots moved, stamping against the ground, but they quickly faded. As I tried to find my way to wherever Jenny was, I tried repeating to myself what I shouldn't do. Don't trust your senses. Don't trust your senses. Don't trust your senses. Did that mean? Could all of this be a lie? What if I was lying somewhere, bleeding out, imagining all of this as some thing, got its shits and giggles out of it? What if it hadn't been Jenny who called me? What if she was dead? Good God, was she dead? I took out my phone, scrolling through my texts, when I noticed something. The message from whoever had Jenny, the one with the picture of her being alright. The picture was still there, but the message was gone. What the fuck? I said softly to myself, before trying to text Jenny again. Hey, how do I know this is Jenny? The answer was instantaneous. Well, now he asks a question. You're not as stupid as I thought, cunt. You don't obviously, but you don't have much of a lead on finding her, do you? I can't trust my senses, can I? I typed back. How do I know for sure any of this is real? I feel the same way, mate. The other person typed back. I really do. Fuck, man. I keep wondering if everything I've seen is real, or some kind of fucking joke. You ever hear of Lovecraft? Poe? Both writers dealt with people going fucking nuts. Right now, I feel like they're writing this story, and we're caught up in it. I was about to type something else when Jenny called out to me.
Baby!
I spun around, and there she was. She was wearing a pair of ripped shorts which ended just at her thighs, and a black tank top. I blinked, shocked, and stumbled forward.
Jenny?
I said, amazed to see her again.
Jenny, is that you? Baby, it's me,
she said, tears running down her face as she sprinted towards me. I held my arms open to her. Don't trust your senses, lad. My granddad's warning made me stop and back away. Jenny stopped running.
Baby, what's wrong?
How do I know it's you?
What?
You remember what the Crimson Alert said. Don't trust your senses. How do I know you're real? Jenny's sobs broke my heart, but she remained still.
I don't know, baby. Oh, God.
Then her face brightened.
Are you real, Anthony?
My name's not Anthony, I said, slowly backing away. Jenny's eyes widened.
I didn't say that,
she cried, holding out a hand.
I swear I didn't call you Anthony.
I heard you, I called back, but my granddad's warning was still fresh in my mind. What if she hadn't called me Anthony, but I just heard that? Shit. How was I supposed to know?
Oh, God,
Jenny said, her lip quivering as sobs continued to escape her throat.
Oh, God. What are we supposed to do?
Wait, I said, holding up a rosary. I tried this earlier, with a shovel. If I touch you with this, maybe it'll let us know. Jenny stared at the rosary in my hands, then nodded.
Okay. You just put it in my hands.
She held them out in front of her, cupped together. I took tentative steps towards her. Might be a trick, my granddad said. Don't give this away too easily. I gripped my beads in my hand, and slowly began to lower the cross into her palms. Jenny's sky-blue eyes stared at me, tears running down her face. Then her hand snapped back, and she stepped away.
No,
she said, shaking her head.
No, this has to be a trick.
I stepped back as well. What do you mean?
It's a trick, she said again. It has to be a trick. This is too good to be true. It can't be real.
I continued stepping away from Jenny, as she did the same to me. Then, without warning, she turned away and sprinted into a run.
Jenny,
I called, almost about to run after her, then paused, unable to make up my mind. This might not be the real Jenny. Why hadn't she let me put the rosary in her hands? She's scared, my granddad said, but not of the rosary. I solemnly swallowed, then sighed, continuing on my way to find the real Jenny. Hopefully, she hadn't just run off into the night.
Damn it.
Tears ran down my face as I burst into a run, despite my lungs protesting. I kept dodging piles of ash, broken cars, lamps unended, and kept my eyes on the Google map on my phone. I was just about to turn a corner when I heard a spatter of gunshots, punctuated by the brief screaming of children. Then nothing. I paused, more out of shock, and I was about to resume running when I heard a click behind me. Hands up, someone said. Turn around. I did as I was instructed, and found myself facing a squad of soldiers, peering at me through dark visors. There were about 10 of them in total, each one with a gun trained on me. What's that in your hand? One said, gesturing to my rosary. A rosary, I answered truthfully. It's just a rosary. 2 of the soldiers exchanged glances with each other before turning to the one directly in the middle of them. Where had these men come from? Were they just an illusion, or had something kept me from hearing them? On your knees, one said, stepping forward. Now. I did as was told, putting my hands behind my head. Hold up, the same one said. Hand it over.
What?
I said. The rosary, give it here. No, I said. No, I need this. Not for much longer, one of them muttered. I glanced toward him, eyes wide. Then I turned back to the one still approaching me. The barrel of his gun was pointed right between my eyes. Sorry about this, he said, sighing. But orders are orders. A finger on the trigger began to squeeze slowly. No, don't! I said, stumbling back and holding out a hand. Then it happened. A massive form descended from above, smashing into the man and turning him into a bloody puddle on the ground. "Shit!" the others cried, pointing at the newcomer as they rose to full height. This was unmistakably a demon. His head was a dragon's, 2 massive horns like a rhino's protruding from his head while elephant tusks stuck out of his cheeks. A serpent's tail slid behind his furry legs. Wait, that wasn't fur. Those were small, miniature tentacles. Not like an octopus or squid, but tentacles all the same. The body was almost completely human, but the skin was a mixture of blue, red, black, and gold in varying shades. In one hand he held a glaive. Snarling, 2 dog-like eyes glared at me before turning to the soldiers. "Fire!" one cried, and they did so. The demon roared and began swinging his glaive, slashing 1 and 2 before swiping his tail and decapitating another. He flew back up into the air, then shot back down, smashing through 3 of them in explosions of blood and gore. A head rolled past me, eyes wide in shock and horror. The remaining 4 were backing away, still firing, when something lunged out from the darkness and tore one of their heads off. 2 more did the same, snarling and roaring like mad dogs. The last one dropped his weapon, fell to his knees, and held up his hands in a plea as the demon slowly approached him. This wasn't part of the deal. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? He said you wouldn't hurt us. Just come on, leave me alive, please. I've got a family, a girlfriend." The demon pointed his glaive at me, as the things which were eating the other 3 slunk around him on hands and feet. My first thought was werewolves, but their eyes were blazing red, and flames came out of their nostrils when they snorted. "Does this one have a female he cares for?" "What?" I said. "Do you have a female you care for?" the demon repeated. "Yes," I answered, nodding my head furiously. "Yes, I've got a family as well, a mom and dad." The demon snorted before turning back to the soldier. "Disgusting. You turn on your own so quickly, and then beg for your life like a whimpering rat. The reasons you dare give for your life to be spared apply to him as well." He gestured at me briefly. "Do not think I will listen to your pleas, coward. Beelzebub, Lord of the Hunt, does not tolerate such nonsense." Then he grunted, and the slinking wolfman around his feet lunged forward. The soldier only screamed briefly before they tore him to shreds. Then, with blood-covered snots, they turned to me and began stalking forward, snarling hungrily. Then Beelzebub whistled. "Come," he said, taking to the sky. "This one is not worth the hunt. We have other trophies to find." The creatures paused, looked upward as Beelzebub began to fly off into the night, then followed after only a moment. I lay on the ground, still panting, before getting back on my feet slowly, kicking off my other shoe and holding it into my hand. Then I paused, and turned to one of the guns laying around me. I had no experience shooting these kinds of things, and would probably do more harm to myself than an enemy. But I could take something. 2 combat knives and a single pistol, along with some ammo, were enough for me, and I continued running, searching for Jenny and her caretaker.